5 Gaming. Welcome back to Dragon Ball Legends Podcast, episode 38. Happy Speedbulliversary. And if you don't know what that is, make sure to go check out our YouTube channel. We have a bunch of shorts on there, and you will definitely understand after you watch those. But that's not the topic of today. Today's topic is obviously Dragon Ball Legends, the anniversary. But before we go into the topics, I am joined by 4 illustrious guests here. Let's go in alphabetical order and start with the A for Azdeek. What's up, man?
Yo, what's going on? You're free to play brethren right here.
And I am also joined by Professor Sensei. How are you?
Hello. I'm doing good.
Doing good. Swift, how are you, my God Key man?
Yo, what's up?
And we have the other God Key man here, Noctis.
I see how it is, man. The other I see how it is, man. Well, thank you for having me.
Oh, yeah. They said that they can't hear me.
No, that was me.
Oh.
As usual. So yeah, today's topics. Since we didn't come to you with a podcast last week because of reasons, we're going to talk about Zenkai Gogeta since we skipped him. We're going to talk about the Vegito Blue and Zamasu event, and I think we also can talk about this I Am Gogeta event. We will briefly touch on the raid. We'll talk about the pickup banner that dropped and who it's worth for. We will speculate a little bit on what's going to happen in part 2. We are getting a video and stuff on Tuesday at 2 p.m. UTC. That means that should be 10 a.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. European. And we'll have another announcement to make, so stay tuned for that. And with that, we are going to start off with our first topic, and that is Zenkai Gogeta. Noctis, did you Zenkai him at all?
I have to be honest, I was thinking about it, but because 3rd anniversary was going on with all the banners and having the legends and stuff next week again, teasing something, I had to sadly skip him. And there were reasons behind that. I wanted to play him on fusions to ditch the blue Vegito and have him instead and have some shenanigans with the new Vegito, building like a blast-ish version of fusions.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I was looking at this kid. His stats are outrageous. I don't know what they have done with them, but yikes, they are so damn good. But his uniques, that's where they slept on, because he has Bardock support and they were aware of that 100%. So they barely touched those, but made his stats really damn good. So it's really noteworthy though that he gets the 50% vanish percent back when he vanishes, which can actually win you the game if your opponent is too slow to attack you again. You just vanish again, and most of the time you can even get a PV thanks to that and counter and hopefully have your main ability still ready and get your blue card going. And that's also his main point, his blue card. His blue card is probably the most damaging thing he has, because he can build it up with the green card just like before, but obviously it deals much more damage than before. So yeah,
I'm a big fan of the unit. I've finished Zenkaiing mine to full this morning. I've had to fight him several times on the ladder. This is a beefy boy. He takes a hit very, very well, and he doesn't need Bardock to dish it out. You mentioned that they were very well aware of Bardock support, but I honestly was having more fun with him just running in the sagas than trying to get the Bardock support, mainly because he's a transforming unit. And you're going to miss the first couple rotations of that. But I found him to be extremely solid. Really wish they didn't give him the Android 18 treatment of buffing blue movies, because it's like,
true.
What other blue movie fusion is there, right? There's not. He's kind of just, assumingly to buff Broly, but
Cooler.
Yeah, cooler, I guess. But you think about it, like Cooler's on the LOE tag, right? You don't even want to bench him for Cooler because the other 2 units on Cooler's team aren't going to get anything from it. So they did a balancing act with that. His second, his I guess C3 ability is not interesting at all, in my opinion at least. It's just kind of lackluster. The key does make the difference. Anybody that plays Green Goku Black knows just how powerful losing key every time your opponent attacks is. So this is the inverse of that, so it's kind of nifty. But as Noctix already touched on, that 50% restore for the first 2 vanishes you do with him is massive. And his base stats out the gate, dude. I this morning we one-shot 14-star Z7 purple Gohan with his blue card. Just no question. No Bardock buff, just a clean hit, you know? Kill the unit. This unit is definitely not a joke. But he's not a free win unit, right? He's not just going to give it to you on a platter. He doesn't really have anything like Purple Broly, like the blast armor on strike to kind of win you the combos. So you do need to play well, and you typically will want to chain into this guy. But with his main ability, you don't really have too much of issue restoring ki.
That's true. And I mean, the blue card is just insane. Especially, yeah, if you set it up with a green card, this guy can one-shot a lot of units. I've only...
Oh, yeah, in the... I just wanted to mention that the lock on the blue card. That's it, man.
True.
Also, his second Zenkai unique, it feels a bit lackluster. Other Zenkais have like such a strong second unique where you're like, okay, I need to get this unit to Zenkai 6 because of that unique alone. But for him, it's like only 20% more damage, the 10% overall damage cut, and another 10% damage cut against powerful opponents. Like, I feel like they could have done a little bit more with the second unique, which has so much better things for other units going.
I think this is one of those units that just has like crazy high stats, but their kit isn't like amazing. Like, you know, sometimes we see the opposite where a unit comes out and they have low stats, but their kit is so good it makes them a good unit in battle. So I feel like this is just one of those units. He's got crazy stats. I agree. The Vanish Restoration is amazing. But they could have probably done a little bit more with this kit. But like I said, his stats make up for it. So
It's like Purple Broly, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially his blast damage, because I mean his strike damage is not really existent, I think. Like if you watch the stream, like the strike damage is just not there, but the blast damage on the other end, holy crap. Especially paired with his, what is it, 100% if you're using blast armor?
Yeah.
Because
Against blast armor.
yeah, I helped a friend, or I saw a friend record a short, and he pretty much one-shot like every green unit with Bardock and just one blast card.
Jeez.
I believe it. Yeah.
For me, I know the Bardock, the clips are fun, at least watching it hit as hard as it is, right?
Mhm.
But you can correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's like 15 timer counts before you can get to his first transformation, or 10. I'm just
10.
looking up. It's 10.
10.
Yeah. So that's the first combo of the game. So if you lead with this Gogeta and you swap into Bardock, then you're not really going to have the Gogeta buffs, right? Because you're going to have to swap off of this unit, and it's going to put a 10 timer count, barrier on you getting back into him. Then you go into Bardock, and if you swap off of Bardock, that's another 10 till you get back into the Bardock refresh, right? So you're looking like 20, 30 timer counts minimum before you can even get the Bardock buffs on this unit. I think his home is on fusions and movies, to be honest. I was expecting him to be a Bardock monster too, but after playing it's hard to set up those crits. Like, you compare it to Blue Broly, which out of the gate you get one perfect vanish and you just start blowing your opponent up, right?
It just doesn't feel right, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, what'd you say, Noctis?
I
didn't hear
definitely
that.
agree.
It just doesn't feel right with Bardock, like
Yeah.
TF units.
I mean, this is the one
You
thing.
have to set them up, and it's weird.
And also you kind of color lock yourself because you already have 2 blue units that you're using. So it's going to be like either easily visible blue, blue, purple, so your opponent can also full counter you with like a yellow, yellow, green if they have like God Key, for example. Or it's just, it's not as versatile as playing like fusions or sagas, which have a full color wheel and different synergies as well. Where it's not just a crit buff.
I agree. There is some pretty crazy blue, blue, purple teams that you can make just because there's so many, Zenkai blue Saiyan buffers and even purple Saiyan buffers. So I mean, there is some pretty crazy teams you can make, but yeah, I agree. You kind of lock yourself into sticking with those same colors.
Yeah. I agree. Well, so who would you guys say is his best buddy? Shout out to Raiden. And probably because I was just thinking, because I don't have this guy Zenkai at all, so I'm actually curious. But for the most part, when I do see him in PvP, I usually just see him random. I haven't seen him on movies just yet, but I usually see him right beside that purple Vegito blue.
Yeah, I would say the same.
Pretty much, yeah. It is probably his best home is going to be the fusions. I would say typically I'm seeing him with the Gojitas, the other two.
No,
But,
okay.
I don't know. Red Gogeta and Blue Gogeta. I mean, Zenkai units, usable Z ability. They're an immediate pick for the the fusion team. And not only that, but their base stats just carry them. My only regret is that it honestly feels like since the Zenkai ability doesn't transfer over to Vegito Blue, this is the nail in the coffin for Vegito Blue on the fusion team, unless you're benching, Namek Goku, and then you're losing your color wheel. Or an argument, I don't know. The blast armor for VB and the blast cover typically sells the unit for me, but I feel like this Gogeta actually gives you a very solid reason to just not even put VB on your team anymore.
Yeah, I would definitely agree. I think I feel like they almost did that intentionally, because like how you touched upon earlier, is that who are you going to actually Zenkai buff up with this unit? It kind of just feels like they want you to just use the unit himself and not just use a sparking unit that you can go ahead and Zenkai buff. And they definitely didn't want to go ahead and give another Zenkai buff to Vegito Blue, I suppose. And so I definitely feel the same way. I definitely feel like this guy is definitely teeter-tottering on kicking Vegito Blue off, because I know Vegito Blue is still like extremely relevant. I still see him all the time, especially if people have him like at high stars. And like you said, that cover rescue on the blast cards is absolutely massive. The blast armor, you could still get 100% use out of that. To this day, I can still one-shot red units if I get like a raw ult off, right? This guy, like, I feel like he does a lot of good stuff. I definitely underrated him when he first came out. I tend to do that, but it just, his defenses, like the little bit of utility that he does have, I think you get like a massive use out of it. And then the blue card, like as always, that blue card is just absolutely insane. The things that you can set up with that blue card, like if you pop a green, you let him ride the sidelines for a little bit, you get a combo in, your opponent's teeter-tottering on death, and you just bring this man in, pop the main ability, whatever, get that blue card. You already had popped the green card earlier, just get that lock in, get all that juicy damage off, and it's just absolutely nuts.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, there is an argument there. Like, if you have a 14-star Vegito Blue, is he better than this guy? And I'd say probably not on fusions. Like, on fusions, I think this guy is going to be the better blue overall. But, it's one of those Zenkais, like, if you're satisfied with Vegito Blue and you want to save your CC, it's not going to kill you. But at the same time, if you main fusions, I would definitely recommend Zenkaiing this guy.
Yeah, I agree.
Fair enough.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Alrighty. So what would you say the best? So you already said like he lives on fusions, he lives on sagas. What would his best equips be in your opinion?
I mean, there's the new Gogeta. Well, I mean, it's the fusion item, but it's the awakened version of the Hurrah, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's going to be one of the most painful items that Legends has ever released, because that slot 3 has 3 possible rolls on it.
Yeah, that's so horrible.
That's so terrible.
Thank God that's not on the actual crafting of the item.
Yeah.
But when you roll a red slot on that blast defense, I feel for you. Like, I don't know what to tell you. The item itself is incredible. That is a definite take, in my opinion. He's a Saiyan, so there's the Battle of Saiyans item, which is just a staple for all Saiyan units because of its upward potential. And then I want to say the Platinum item is really nifty on him, but there's a lot of nifty choices that you can go with as well. There's that, it's like Goku and Vegeta fusing, that'll give you more HP, double defenses as well. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they all have these like titles, so I don't even know how to read them off to you guys.
Is it Ha? Is it Gra? Or is it Gua?
It was more of a yeah.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah, there's an awakened movie item, right? That gives you pure strike defense per Saga's member, and that is a definite take if you're running him on Saga. But other than that, I think that if you stack blast special damage on this man, you're gonna have a lot of fun with those clips. Like we were talking about earlier with the one-shotting blue card.
Yeah.
You can easily push this man to 25-30% special damage.
Or you just utilize the 100% blast damage up on blast armor and just give him like pure blast attack equips. Also, like the hurry up and die, I guess, is a good one for that, since it has 20%, 21% blast damage. So stuff like that definitely helps.
Another good one would be, it's actually one of my favorites to put on like blast attack Saiyans. It's called You're Sure to Win. It's got like blast defense, blast attack, and then up to 13% special move damage. It's pretty nice, especially for him.
I think if you're running pure Saiyans, the item's called Hurry Vegeta. And that's one of the staples as well, because you can get up to 15% pure blast attack on this man. And as we were already discussing, his base stat total is already outrageous. And a general rule of thumb for item building, if your base stat totals are massive and you already have the Z abilities to buff your units, you go for pure.
Yep.
And that item will be monstrosity. But I think I value special move damage and HP way too much right now. And I'd be tilting towards those items when building this character.
Fair enough. I mean, especially HP, since we're always talking about how HP Z abilities are like the most valuable in the game. I guess that goes for equips as well. So what you said, Battle of Saiyans,
definitely.
for instance.
Well, Battle of Saiyans is for anybody in chat that doesn't understand why that item is so valuable. The 10% HP is actually somewhat accessible. There's a lot of items that do that. But the second slot on Battle of Saiyans is pure strike or blast defense whenever you're faced with a Saiyan. So that's kind of how like Android 18 works, is every single time you see a Saiyan, a unique Saiyan. So if they swap out in front of you, or you swap in on them, it still counts. So you can get that to proc 3 times, and suddenly you're getting 30% pure blast defense off one unawakened gold item. It's obscene. Plus the 10% HP on it. So that's a definite take for this Gogeta. I think pretty much anybody in the high levels would be doing that.
Yeah, I'm currently grinding that one. I got 1 to Z plus on my last stream, and that was pretty hype. That was the only.
Bro,
Sorry?
I didn't mean to overtalk you. It's just a little bit delay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's like that. But I still need like 4 or 5 more, I guess, if you run like a full Saiyan team. But go ahead, Prof.
Let's say I've seen screenshots of full Saiyan teams, right? 6 of these items all the way down, kind of like how I do my hybrids.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I thought this one was pretty easy. I got 2 Zs and several Ss, and I literally got one of the Zs just throwing in items. It got like 1 red slot in the center and 2 greens, and it worked.
Oh, that's nice.
So I don't think it's the hardest one to get, but maybe that's just anecdotal.
No, but I think one of the harder ones is the one from the new Gogeta event, but we'll get to that. It's also
boy,
special one. But before we get to that, the next thing we want to talk about is we got these. I think it's like a combined 50 battle event. So we got the Vegito Blue and the Zamasu event. I think the Zamasu event isn't out yet, but the Vegito Blue event is out. So return of PvE content, SD. What do you think?
Honestly, it's about time. I know a lot of people out there, they don't really care too much for PvE content, but this is crystals, right? So I think that's where it really comes down to, is that this is crystals. This is something that you definitely are going to want to do, especially if you plan on going back into the banners, right? For the anniversary banners and stuff like that. So I like how you said, I think there's only up to battle 25 right now for the Vegito Blue event, and then we'll get the other 25 with the Zamasu event.
Yeah.
Am I wrong on that?
No, that's
okay. Okay, and so we have the 25 stages right there, and then this has an exclusive equip item. And so I was curious what your guys' thoughts were on this equip item right here. It's the Come On and Give Me Your Best Shot. It's the Vegito Blue one. It's for Fusion Warrior. It gives you base critical, blast defense, and blast attack. And so I don't really use Fusion Warriors too much. So I feel like Fusion Warriors already has like a good like arsenal, right, of like equips and stuff, especially like just the fusion units themselves. So what are your guys' thoughts on this equipment?
Base critical is almost worthless.
Yeah,
and that's why this equipment is almost worthless.
Yeah, like, this item is not worth your time. I know a lot of people have been posting their Zs and Z pluses. Someone might come and shake their finger at me talking about a Bardock setup here in a second, but we just listed off what felt like 20 other items that are high contenders for Gogeta Blue and other characters, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this one dedicates one of its slots to base critical, and the other 2 slots are both base-based. Pretty much all the fusions are Saiyan units, and they have access to far superior gear than this item. If you happen to get a good roll on it, great. Get a double gold slot or double red, or just lucky, maybe go for that Z just for fun. But I would not sweat over this item at all.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. But for the most part, honestly, like not bad. I'm glad we're getting like the more PvE content because I know a lot of people share the sentiment right now that Anniversary is already like it's entering like decline, right? We're waiting for that part 2. We're waiting for it to like dip down and then just shoot to the moon. And so maybe this is like the return of that. Right now, I definitely don't feel like when this dropped, I wasn't like, oh my God, like I'm so hyped. But it's something nice, right? It's crystals. And so I'm going to 100% take that. I'm happy with that. And I am hoping for it to shoot up. Like I have high hopes for this. Like Anniversary is not over just yet, boys. Like we still have a lot to go, right? Hopefully. And so I'm going to keep just hoping right here. This is a good start. Like I said, crystals, you can't go wrong with that. Equip, maybe you guys can go ahead and skip that. But, crystals are crystals.
I mean, Toshi did say that this was like the most amount of CC they've ever given out. So, we still got a lot to look forward to,
Yeah.
Hasn't it been like around 20,000 for the month already?
Yeah,
already.
I think we got a ton already, yeah.
Yeah. Like my issue with it, and I know it's so petty, if they just sent 1,000 CC in the mail, like that would for the part 1 or whatever. I know it's just one multi. I know you're going to get shafted. I was even going to mention, I'm not even doing this event. I looked at I had to do all these challenges. And I'm just pretending I got shafted and saving my time. But I don't know. I hate that they're calling it the Anniversary event, and I feel like I'm working for it, right? Like I just did 7 hours straight to get those dang hoi pois like crossed out yesterday. Like I don't know. I think part of the Anniversary is a bunch of goodies. Like when they sent us all those energy and skip tickets in our box, felt good, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm hoping for more of that. And yes, I by the way, I do want to mention, obviously, because we brought up the amount of CC, they are being extra generous. Everybody's talking about how lame this Anniversary is, and I was kind of having to take a step back, really looking at everything they've given us. It's a lot. It just feels like nothing, because it takes 2 seconds for you to blow the CC on the Gogeta banner, get nothing, and then you're back to where you were before Annie started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does anyone know how much?
Raids alone.
Oh, sorry.
Five. I was just gonna say the raids alone, 5 raids. That's 5,000 CC right there. So I mean, I thought that was pretty cool when I heard that they were doing 5 raids. I was pretty excited.
Yep, exactly. I was just about to ask too, how much CC have they given us like so far? Because I remember coming into the Anniversary with about like 11K. I spent all that on the banners, and then I'm already back up to almost 13K.
No clue. I'm spending it as I get it. I get 1,000, go from that Gogeta. That man still hasn't come home. I don't know, man. That's what I'm talking about. Like, it kills me is the idea of, I know how quickly the failed multis are, right?
Yeah.
Am I really going to spend an hour or so doing all these stupid challenges for this 25 stage fight and then immediately pull a copy of a 14-star unit I already have?
Well, the thing is, from this event, you only get 500 crystals, so you have to wait and do the other event as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's extra like, you watch an all-hero multi from Gresh, you're like, that was the whole event.
Yeah, basically.
But to be fair, it could also be this like triple Zamasu multi or whatever. Obviously, the chances are much.
In your mind.
The chances are much lower.
We're talking. It's beyond much lower.
Okay, much lower.
I think the average for Chrono Crystals, if you're actually going to just go in pure average, is around 40,000 crystals to pull an LF unit, give or take.
Yeah, something like that.
Really?
100%.
So
It takes a lot.
If that's what the average is, statistically speaking, you're not going to convince me to go farm 1,000 Chrono Crystals. It's just not going to happen. Like, if it's a really easy event that you can just go blow through and you're pretty much hitting auto combat for the first 45 fights, and then you're just kind of cheesing it for the last 5, you'll get me to sit through it. No, this is an easy skip for me.
No, you need...
like we've already talked about, the item's not worth it, and the CC is 500. If you guys are extra thirsty, go for it.
I mean,
I'm extra thirsty.
Don't forget to do the champion bonus, but I think that left already, right?
Yeah, I think that just finished up last night or something like that.
But that's like just capping Hercule. Like, even then, I still sometimes forget to do that because it's like at the end of the night, I'm like, oh crap, I didn't do my dailies. People have seen that on stream on reset night. Like I have 5 minutes to the clock. I realize I haven't done dailies, and we're just scrambling to get everything done, and then server cut.
That's when I wake up at 7 a.m. Resets at 8. I'm like, oh crap, co-op. I need those.
No.
I didn't do my let's fight.
Yeah, exactly.
The let's fight.
I need to do the co-op so I can get those equip slots.
Oh man, I haven't done co-op in I don't know how many weeks, but like it's 7+ hours of freaking raid yesterday. You'll convince me to get 600 LFC power.
Oh yeah, for the Z power, definitely worth it. Definitely worth it.
We ate so good on the items yesterday, but that's what I was thinking the entire time I was doing the raid, right? You guys know how negative I am when it comes to co-op and PvE in general, but I sat my ass down and I grinded that out because I wanted my 9-star Gohan so bad.
And you got it?
And that felt worth it. That felt like an anniversary event. I wasn't spinning chrono crystals. I have to, kind of recant some of my statements because I felt like they gave me something good this time.
Dude, yeah.
And then also,
you got to give him props for the free LFZ power with the Hoi Poi event. Like that was actually a fabulous
Hoi Poi
event.
made the anniversary.
Honestly,
it did, bro.
It really is like that.
I mean, so you got 1,000 Hoi Poi coins for the Z power. Like, how many slot removers did you get? How much energy, skip tickets, and all the stuff did you get along the way, right, when you went there?
Bro, hundreds of energy. I hit the 100 energy thing like twice, and there might have been more that I just didn't see it. Yeah, like I didn't even see because I was skipping it. Yeah, dude, like, and then for the first time in my entire Legends career, platinum coins were showing up in my mailbox. I'm like, oh man, this is so cool. I was like grinding my ass off, and then suddenly I have like 80 erasers. We whipped out 2 Z pluses and another Z, I believe, yesterday. It's like,
that's.
Oh man, happy anniversary to you too, Bandai.
Oh, you shouldn't have. No, actually, you should have.
Yep.
Yeah,
Hoi Poi needs to stay.
The copious amount of slot removers I've been seeing lately is awesome.
I love it.
Yes.
I gotta say that. Like, there's been so many slot removers going around, and I love that. Like, because they used to be so hard to get, man. It's like nowadays you get at least 5 to 10 to 15 every single day as long as you're grinding.
And that's cool because I think it also shouldn't be like this super rare premium resource anymore. With all the new items you get, the influx of characters and the possibilities of team builds, like, do you want to play that blast-based fusion build? Do you want to play the strike-based one? So you need different equips for that one and so on. So, and also we need more slots.
Oh, yeah.
Please give us more slots.
Yes, we do. 100%.
If they keep dropping these vague platinum items, you will never have enough erasers to keep up with it. The biggest thing I'm dreading right now, because I really like Powerful Opponent and Rival Universe. Those are probably my 2 favorite tags that have come out since the 2nd anniversary.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to build the Rival Universe item from the TOP item, right? You can put it on the entire Pride Scooper squad. And I'm just thinking about farming 2 more Zs of that. And I'm like, no, no, please no. I don't want to. Yeah, and my biggest fear is I'm going to spend all this resource farming all these items, and then they're going to awaken that item.
Yeah, I was about to say, imagine awakening.
Yeah, no. So I feel like these erasers, especially with the amount of items they've been dropping that are very interesting at the least, right? They should keep this up.
Agreed.
I agree. Mm-hmm.
Bro, I'm with you on that UI Goku Platinum equipment that they dropped. I have like 2 or 3 that are pretty close. I could get them to Z, and I just can't. I've put like probably over 200 to 300 slot removers into them, and it just does not want to budge. They are very hard to get to Z.
And it's like super souls and a crap load of the material. So
Zenny.
Oh yeah, the Zenny. The Zenny catches up with you, man.
Yep.
Man, I remember when the first podcast I showed up on, people were like, "You're out of Zenny and energy." I'm thinking to myself, "You haven't done erasers yet. Wait till you go for those Z's. All of your Legends resource goes into thin air. Like the true end game of Dragon Ball Legends is Z+.
That was what Noctis told me on stream when I grinded for equips. I had to do the Super Zenny event, and he's like, "Imagine doing the Super Zenny event on a non-weekend day, like on a weekday." I'm like, what am I supposed to do?
Bro, it'll break me. Because here's the thing that annoys the crap out of me. It happens every other week. The freaking USTR resets. Bandai gives me 125 erasers, and I'm broke. And I'm just looking at my screen like, screw it. And I hit that skip times 50 on the Zenny stage. My chat goes, stop it. And I'm like, nah, man. I gotta scratch this itch.
Yep. and then the problem is, like, 100 energy gives you like what? 20, 30 erasers worth if you're already at 12 million?
Yeah, because it's like, it gives you what, 300?
60K or something, yeah.
300 million or something like that? Yeah, a little over. And it costs 20 million per reset. Like, dude, it's insulting when I look at the exchange rate for these event items, and it's like 10 million for like one of these platinum coin things or whatever. I'm like, screw you. One reset's 20. Like I'm trying to, like, you're putting all your adventure resource in trying to get Zenny, and then you realize it's like a whole week's worth of adventure resources, like maybe half a billion.
Just evaporated.
Oh.
Yep. All right, but as we got a second event. Since we spoke of Gogeta, we got that Gogeta event. Did you finish that one? And how do you like that one?
Also, this one I actually did finish, and as always, these are just an absolute blessing, right? You get the free the Zenkai per day, right? The Zenkai stage per day, like once per day.
Yeah.
You know, I'll 100% take that, especially with how many like blue Zenkai units that we have. Like that's absolutely massive. Like I'll take that 100. I didn't have my my free-to-play Blue Q fully maxed out yet because I had just got finished maxing out the Zenkai Nanaku. So I'm 100% making sure to do these every single day. The equip itself, it's just, I'm kind of just like slow burning it like every 3 hours when my energy refreshes. I'll go ahead and just chuck it on there, try to see if I get a good roll on it, but I'm not too worried about the equip, but it's just the fact of having, I do love these events just purely because you get those free Zenkai souls. It feels worth it. Like I 100% when I will always go and make sure to do my dailies and stuff like that.
Absolutely. I think I've been saying this for a while, but they should have one of these for every single Zenkai, or every single color, really, just for Zenkai souls. That would be really nice.
It would, dude. I think that's ideal. I feel like that's the direction they are heading in, hopefully.
Yeah.
It feels like there's been one on rotation for
we got
God knows how long.
Yeah,
now.
there's always one.
Yeah, sometimes even two. Like we had the purple Super Saiyan 4 Goku overlap with this one, I think, for a few days. And then we also, you can also, I think Noctis was the 200 IQ man who told me just get a key with the
key for Super Vegeta, Super Gogeta.
Exactly.
Oh,
the stage that's the top right on the event tab. You can unlock that every week and have a daily for the red salts every day. It's permanent. It only costs like 1k rare medals each week. You unlock it from the rare medal shop. And yeah, it's 50 Zenkai salts each tier for the red color.
So 350
That's
each
day.
day.
I'll take that.
350 a week? Not too bad.
Yeah, not bad at all. Are we missing a color then? That's what I'm curious. Are we missing a color?
Wait, we had Super Saiyan 3 had green?
Maybe yellow?
We didn't have yellow. That's the one we're missing. We had Super Saiyan 3 for green, Super Saiyan 4 purple, Super Gogeta, and now Gogeta for blue and red. So yeah, yellow.
Yeah, so...
Okay, we just need a yellow Zenkai.
Super Saiyan 3 Go Tanks. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Let's do it.
Here we go.
Just
that HP bench.
Drop them right now.
Oh my god, that'd be absolutely insane.
Make sure it's yellow hybrid, though. We don't want to be buffing them fusion.
Are you sure about that, Chief?
Hey, man, I have hope in my heart now because they did to Gogeta. I'm like, okay.
Okay.
All right, I can work with this.
I don't want to Zenkai buff your Gohan. I'm gonna be real honest.
It's like the final piece of my puzzle, man. I'm just wishing out into the universe. Kid Trunks or Gotenks, one of the two. Make it happen.
Oh, bad.
So what do you think of this equip? You can see it on screen right now. Frenzied Power. It has base strike defense 20%, base strike attack 25%, and base blast attack 35%.
I don't know if it's working.
Yeah, honestly, I don't feel like, I think we already touched upon this. It's just all base, right? This is all base. You don't got any pure buffs here.
Yep.
You don't got HP. And, you know, I don't know how good the equips are for movies and blue specifically, but I feel like you can get some, like, maybe more worthwhile equips. If you get a good roll on this, like, sure, go ahead. You know, go nuts. But like how we were just talking about, these platinum equips are going to suck you dry in terms of resources, especially Zenny and the amount of souls that you need and stuff like that. I don't see people like absolutely going nuts on these and losing their minds trying to get these to like the max potential. But I guess it's nice, you know? I feel like the last one that we had, the Super Saiyan 4 Goku one, the Super Saiyan 4 Goku plat equip, I feel like that one felt better to me, right? Because it did have the health restoration, and I feel like that was like very, very important.
Absolutely.
So I feel like I'm not too into like all these Saiyan items and the fusion items, but I do know Broly, and I couldn't justify this item on my blue LF Broly. There's just a better item in every single slot, and I already have them done, frankly, and it's killing me because I've been making the cheesy quad Zenkai, 5 blues, 1 purple movie setup, right? Yeah. And I'm looking at this item and I'm considering it just because it would look really clean. And that's honestly the only
vanity,
reason.
huh?
Actually,
For
It is like every time I actually go into the nitty gritty, like trying to pick items for what they're used for. This item probably would have sold me if it was, double defense at this extreme measure rate of like 30%. But like a lot of people build their team one way or another, blast or strike. And I feel like, with HP and all these other things on the table, I don't know if this one would be worth it. But it is a lot. We look at the actual values of the item. And as I discussed earlier, if you don't have 14 star or you don't have a lot of base multipliers, or maybe all your items have gone to defense and HP and your bench reflects that, then this item could have a ton of value. But with all because this is blue sagas from the movie, you're gonna have Zenkai buffs. You're gonna have plenty of access to base. I don't know if this is worth it.
Yeah, I completely agree.
And this, plus the fact of how hard it is actually to re-roll a good roll on this one. Like, I got super lucky because I think there was a mission to get 30 of these equips, and I got like a red first slot, like 19.9 out of 20 within like the first 20 or so. And then it took me forever, and I just left it at an S at one point. I was like, nope, never.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna waste that. And then also looking at the chat, Goresh saying it's not really worth it, and like, okay, fair enough. I just sunk a bunch of erasers for nothing.
Rip. That's the worst feeling too, especially when you don't get to where you want to be with the certain equip, and you already know how many erasers you dumped into it. Like, I chase after S ranks. Like, I don't even go for Z's, but it still hurts me.
Oh, you take that back.
Gotta have that Z.
It's Z or go home, my friend. Like, I won't even put Z items on my character. I'll run the wrong item. I'll run friendship items, and I don't even own those yet.
Oh yeah, true.
Yet.
I am 3 items short still of a full Z plus friendship equip setup. I just keep forgetting to re-roll them.
Oh, man.
I want to go into PvP with that.
Erasers are free to play friendly. Let's erase this nonsense out of everybody's head. When I joined this podcast, I was a free to play player. I had a full Z'd out hybrids team, and I did it with 10cc daily rerolls. And this is before USTR. This is before all that stuff. The key to items, guys, is to get the item that you want and stick to it. If you guys are willing to spend 1,000 chrono crystals on a failed multi, you can spend 1,000 chrono crystals on 100 item resets. And these are permanent on your account, especially if they're an awakened item. Get your items, because going from full S to Z is noticeable, I promise you. And if you can go from, S to Z's and Z plus, you guys will feel more powerful. Promise you.
Oh yeah, for sure. Especially on equipments like with the pure attack or HP, that little bit of extra percentage can really make or break a game sometimes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well,
I can't tell you how many times like my unit lives with like 500 health, and I go back and look at my team, and I have like 2 to 3 HP equipments on them. You know what I mean? So it's like different stuff like that can literally make or win you games basically.
Yeah, I mean, I remember I rerolled one perfect slot of this. I'll send it back, which gives you 15% like pure strike blast defense per yellow member for region, and I often play with 2, so that's like 30% pure blast defense. Okay, it's a kind of just one stat, but it's pretty. I think that's pretty decent when you can get that kind of stuff on.
Yeah. Well, what he brought up though is like good items like any of the pure ones, right?
Yeah.
They're usually between 4 and 5%. And you can get Z, and I've done this on plenty of those items, with a 3.5 to 4% roll. And you consider in your health, let's just pretend you have 4, right? And it can go all the way to 5. You're getting 25% more effectiveness out of that item if you have it at C+.
Or just
And
red
you
last level.
multiply that for all your items across all your units. And yeah, there's been plenty of times that your opponent barely lives and it could have been taps. You know what that difference was? It was titles. It was items.
Yeah, 100%.
Or the low stars, just summon more.
Yeah.
Dude, one crazy
just summon
equip.
more.
Low star
One
Andy.
crazy equip for Zamasu. It's called Power Unleashed. It's up to 12.5 pure strike attack for the new LF Zamasu.
That's
Down.
That's a really high number for pure attack.
That is.
I mean, oftentimes you have these like up to 10% pure strike attack when there's like a sagas or like a red or purple or something like this. These ones usually have a little bit more, but the other ones are like 5 to, I think some have 6 or 7% per, I don't know, tag member.
Oh
right?
yeah, per battle member. So yeah, that adds
one
up to
gets-
be a lot as well.
That one gets
yeah.
gets you
Man,
more.
Plug in those hybrid boys. They still own the best general item with the awakened exclamation. The 2 and 3 slot is pure blast and pure strike by 8% per.
Yeah, that's insane.
The item is dumb, and that was the
Ridiculous.
first awakened item. People did the first world tournament with that item on their team. Let that sink in. That's why hybrid just destroyed the first world tournament. Absolutely destroyed. You had Goten and Gohan with that crap on it.
Yep.
No.
Oh my god.
It is what it is.
That team does not care about type advantage, disadvantage. Like they just go in there and they do damage, especially with Goten. Because I forget exactly what Goten does, but he strips away. Like he gives your team the ability to melt through cut, right?
Yep.
To the
Sustained
damage cut.
Damage cut, yeah.
No, that's yellow Goten.
Yep.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
talking purple Goten.
Oh, the purple Goten.
Yellow Goten didn't exist in the first world tournament. And by the way, I can take purple Goten and do fine today. And you scale him back to yesterday when he was meta. It's like, oh my god. No,
Yeah, please don't
Goten was
Zenkai that, man.
disgusting.
Please, not yet. Just wait. Please.
Alrighty.
I'm scared.
So since you already talked about your Broly, Prof, we got a banner which looks like to be pretty much a powerful opponent banner, the Legends Ultimate Pickup. Who do you think it's worth for to summon on that?
A pretty clearly powerful opponent. I think that it depends, guys. We literally just got a tweet. I'm sure we're gonna touch about it in a minute, where they say plural new characters. So save your chrono crystals. That's all I can say. You can make your decision here in a minute, right? But I'm expecting we're getting some new stuff this Wednesday. So I am impressed. I believe they were all at 0.5%, right?
Yep.
So
Yeah.
it's like you actually have a really good chance at pulling these units. And if you are really looking for Kid Buu, this is your chance. But I believe the banners will be live past Wednesday. So just sit on it. It's a cool banner. I only chased the LF, and this has 2 of the 3 I'm looking for, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's a good pickup if you spend money at all on the game and you're not concerned about what happens Wednesday. I would say do it. But you can also just wait and decide if you're changing your team. I mean, yeah, it all comes down to the general design trap that this game falls into, is that there's always something else around the corner. And you've already seen these units. I think the big win on this banner right now is the Kid Buu and the fact that you've got like a almost 2% chance of pulling an LF.
Yeah, 1.5.
So
Yeah.
It's like
that's really
Half a
good.
percent for-
That's like trying to snipe Sparking's good.
yeah. I mean, it's like 0.5% for each Rosé, Broly, and Kid Buu. I did do quite a few summons. I only got Broly, unfortunately. I mean, at least I got him in 7 stars, but I was going for Kid Buu because that Kid Buu is so much fun to play. But yeah, I mean, I remember I just saw ZVG in chat saying that this banner is better than the anniversary step ups. I'm guessing that's due to the fact that for one you have a 1%, 1.5%, which is still a good chance to pull an LF, but also you get guaranteed sparking on every multi.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true.
That's so spicy.
It's a complete team. You can start Legends today, hit this banner, and walk away with a powerful opponent's team. You'll do it. Powerful
Yep.
opponents obviously need their Zenkais to come out, but right now, especially if you went heavy on the Futures Zamasu banner and you're just trying to put the team together, this is the banner you've been waiting on. These are the units people were expecting to be on Zamasu's banner. So this is definitely paired together with our, the Fusion banner that we have live right now.
There is 10 days left of the banner, so,
Yeah.
kind of like Prof said, you got time to make a decision and, wait and see what happens on the reveal and stuff here in a couple days. I was heavily contemplating summoning on this because I want that LF Broly. I still have not pulled a single copy of him, so I was about to summon on this, and I decided not to, and I'm glad that I didn't summon yet, but, yeah, we'll just have to wait and see what comes out in this video and stuff.
Yeah. 100%. I think that's the smartest thing to do, as always. That's what I always advise too for viewers, is just, sit on it, especially if we know, like how you guys were saying earlier, is just that video and stuff might be dropping some like really hype. As you guys do know, for second anniversary, the banner that we got after the anniversary banners, I think it was like the Super Kaioken and the PyCon. It wasn't the best. right? But then we got the Super Saiyan Blues, right? We got the Vegeta, as you guys all know, that guy, man. He has aged so damn well, right? And he's still used like to this day. I see him all the damn time. So if we get something to the equivalent of like greatness like that's something that should definitely be on your mind when you consider summoning for this. Unless you don't care, right? You're just like, nah, like screw that. Like I need Rose, I need Broly, I need Kid Buu. Then go ahead and just go nuts on it. But you know, it's.
Do you guys think if they? Oh, sorry. Do you guys think if they did add a couple more units, would it be an all-star banner or would it be like a anniversary step up part 2 or something?
Well, we know there's a guild battle coming, right?
Yeah.
And so not to be pessimistic, but the guild battle is won by who summons the most, and they need to give whales a reason to summon. And there's people like Resh that have already finished their UI in Gogeta 4, and they'll just be looking at that event like, what the heck, right? A dark part of my soul almost feels like they could drop an ultra unit, and that would just be one heck of a sale for all the people hunting it. But
like a premium ultra unit.
I would, yeah, but I would think they're doing free to play first. I would put money on an LF or ultra coming next week or this week, whatever. The word is like, if the guild battle's coming, they want us to summon. There's nothing to summon for. No one's gonna go summon Ham Whale 14-star for Pycon and Goku like we got last year. So I'm very much feeling another LF banner coming down the pipe.
Well,
maybe, perhaps.
We'll see about that, yeah. But before we actually get into those speculations, we have 2 smaller things, or just one more, I think. Either way, Swift, did you play the raid this weekend? And did you notice that, for me at least, I got hoi poi coins at every single run?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I saw the same thing, because normally it's like, sometimes you have those games where you get nothing, and then you go back, you get maybe 1 or 2. Yeah, no, every single time I've noticed you get those hoi poi coins, which is really good. It helps the people. If you haven't already got the LFZ power, it's just going to help you get it a little bit faster. So yeah, I'm definitely a fan of that, and we've already kind of touched on how good the hoi poi event is in general. Just like getting all these slot removers, all these different resources that you need. So yeah, man, I'm all for it. I like I said, I noticed the same thing. I was getting hoi poi coins every single time, so.
Yeah.
Is it more though? Like, I know we're getting the guaranteed 1 coin, but I mean, it feels like you can do 10 runs in a row and get 1 coin. Is it actually more?
I think they increased the drop rate, but I don't know about the actual percentage of like how much you get per run. But it does feel like they increased just like the overall drop rate, where like you're not having any of those games where you just get nothing.
The thing that I noticed is you get the hoi poi for guaranteed, but the other drops like the multi-Z power, the X1, the Sparky one, the plat coins, they nerfed that drop rate 100%. I played for so many hours on the VB rate and I got 1 each of the 3 drops.
Did you get an
eraser? And on the Rosé rate... Wait,
Did
what?
you get an eraser?
No, erasers, they're still pretty fine, but the other 3 drops, the multi-Z power, both, and the plat coin, those 3 drops are 100% nerfed. I'm so
I was feeling like those drops were nerfed, but I didn't do the previous 2 raids enough to have a good anecdote. Like you said, you put hours into it. But
I wrote it down.
Hours and hours into it. Like
each raid, I wrote down how much I got from each drop. And this is just horrible. Yep, I always do that.
Yeah, I screenshotted mine.
So on the Rosé raid, for example, I got 10 EX multi-Z powers, 12 normal erasers, 2 plat coins, which are kind of whack, the 2, and 5 of the 10 sparking multi-Z power. But on this VB raid, which I played probably the same amount or even a bit more, I got 1 of the multi-Z power each, 1 plat coin and 10 erasers, and I played it probably more. I'm pretty sure I played it more. And with that, I mean like 1 or 2 hours more.
I mean, now that you say that, I kind of feel like they did lower the rates of the plat coins. I haven't been seeing like any plat coins.
I'm pretty sure.
I think I got...
Because the rates before, I also got way more.
Well, I mean, for me, last week, I did not get a single platinum coin in 215 raid battles. And I already got, I think I got 2 or 3 this time. I must have played it around 100 times. So I think sometimes it's really just the luck of the draw. But personally, I don't mind the 10 multi Z power sparkings that much. I don't really care about that so much. The extreme multi Z power is worth. I only got 3 so far, just because I looked at my gift box. There's 2, and erasers, and platinum coins translate into erasers for me as well, unless I'm like super low on energy. But usually, take the 3 erasers.
No, yeah, same here. I always get the erasers with them.
So they touched on this, I believe, in one of their previous videos and stuff. They've really got to address this whole spending your golden coins and you're having to grab like 3 of the multi-Z power at a time. Then you go to the unit and you boost it and you go back and you grab more. They need to do what they did for the Ultra Goku and have us like tier up the multi-Z power or something.
Yeah,
because tabbing back and forth, like you can't even tell what it is when you go to your gift box. It just says it expires and you see a little orange or purple bubble. You can click on it and it says you're at capacity and you're like, well, great. Like they've really just for the quality of life's sake. I know they really just don't want us to be able to day one boost units, right? Because their fear is that I'm going to hoard up a bunch of Android multi-Z power and TOP multi-Z power, right? 17 comes out and I summon 1 copy and I whaled them. But I think that is such a rare outlier situation that they could really just, rip this Band-Aid off and make the community a lot happier, because that was really annoying to deal with these past couple weeks.
Yeah, I agree.
Especially since sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead.
Like for the extreme multi-Z power, you can only hold 1.
What?
It's just 1.
And there's just like...
So it's always multi-Z power, home, gift box, characters, character list. Click on the character, click on the show stats icon, click on the multi-Z power, click on the multi-Z power bubble, click apply, and do that 25 times. Shoot me.
Same with
crazy.
the exchange shop.
Yep.
Like, I skip a lot of that because my units are either done or I don't care. And so, but like watching some of my friends that have just started this game get into the anniversary and then go through all these stupid, tedious things, like it's indefensible. I'm like trying to explain why it's like this, and it's just a chore. And that's what you're showing new players when they pick up this game. They won't have the deeper understanding. I wouldn't even say understanding. I guess it is understanding. It's just I don't agree with it, right? That they don't want you to be able to hoard resource, right?
Yeah.
It comes off as you don't know how to make a game.
Yep. 100%.
I think for some of these Z powers, the limit should definitely be more than 1.
It should be 3 at least, because you can get 30 coins, right?
Yeah, you can get...
And you're getting the Z power regardless. It's not like they're saving you, or it's not like they're stopping you from getting like a specific amount. Like you're going to get the same amount regardless. I feel like you should just be able to hold like 2 or 3 at least.
Yeah, the thing is that it expires in your gift box, which makes you spend it before you want to spend it, potentially. And I mean, they're already doing that. Like the 10 multi-Z power sparking, I think you can hold 10 of those. The extreme multi-Z power, you get 1.
Your super chrono crystals expire. You can't even hoard your super chrono crystals. You can't spend $140 or $120. Yeah, $120. Yeah. You can't spend that in USD and keep your 3 chrono crystals. They send a warning out that they will expire. And this is purely so you don't just keep buying super CC waiting for a new LF to drop and then boom, the LF is done.
Right.
Yeah.
Like they clearly don't care. So that's just the most egregious example I can think of. And the Swift is saying they want us to be able to hold a bit. Like if they won't even let me hold my super CC, I don't know if they'll ever let me hold more than 1020 of a sparking Z power, because that's a free 3-star as far as I'm concerned.
Yep. All right.
Yeah, I don't think they will either. I was just saying it'd be nice, like if it was like at least 2 or 3, but especially the Super CC. What sucks about that is because, like you said, you're paying a freaking premium price and you can't even hold it for more than like 5-6 days. I don't know.
That's nuts.
Yep.
That's absurd to me.
It's super. Well,
I mean, and Bandai, if you're listening, I have a friend that doesn't care about any of your current LF unit, right? He's a girls/androids main, right? So these LFs do not speak to them at all. I'm almost certain he would be hoarding Super CC if he knew he was waiting for like a 17-18 duo unit or something to drop. That's just money on the table they missed out on. I don't know, because I'm sure there's people in the back office that discuss just how much a whale is willing to spend, right? And you can't let him get around that paywall. I'm certain that's got to be it, because you tell anybody on the sidewalk, right? $120 for a mobile game. They would assume you bought the whole game, all content included. Right.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
True. All right, we have one last topic, and since we want to spend some time on that potentially, I want to move on to that one. Swift, what are you expecting from video and stuff on Tuesday?
Yeah, for sure. We kind of touched on it a little bit, but I'm assuming at least, 1 to 2, maybe 3 new characters, possibly an Ultra unit. We'll have to wait and see if it's going to be like a free-to-play grindable Ultra unit or some type of premium, but I wouldn't be surprised to see an Ultra unit, maybe a new banner. I don't know if it's going to be, an All-Star banner or maybe like an LF step-up, kind of like Prof was saying. It could go either way. It really just depends how, they've already mentioned how much CC they're giving out. It just depends how hype they're trying to make this anniversary. Like, if they're trying to, still drop a few more, really hype units, then, possibly a step-up banner. But if it's going to be, kind of like a cooldown period, then I could see maybe an all-star banner with, maybe just 2 new units and a decent banner, sparking guaranteed, something like that. Obviously we got we know we got some more raids on their way, but other than that, I don't know. Probably a new banner of some sort.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Like earlier, we touched upon the PyCon and the Super Saiyan Blue banners. I looked them up, and they're specifically called, because I remember you were asking if there would be All-Star banners or not. But last year, they were called Anniversary Rising banners. And so...
Oh, that's right.
Maybe we'll get something similar to that nature, but they throw on an LF instead of just sparking units. I would love to see an Ultra unit too, but... I don't know. We just got that Goku basically. I don't even know if people who didn't get him to 14 stars. Do you guys even have like a way? To get him to 14 stars?
Right. You can do it through the rare metal now.
Oh, okay.
So you can grind him pretty easy now.
Okay. Perfect.
I don't know. If it's PyCon and Goku again, my main evidence of an LF is that there's a guild battle coming.
Yeah.
If there's a guild battle coming, they know that the people that have already spent the money have already spent the money, right? There's gotta be something for them to summon for. We were speculating on an Ultra unit, and a sick part of me doesn't even want a free play to our Ultra unit to come out, because as far as I'm concerned, Goku barely made a splash, right? And if this Goku is, objectively a mid-tier unit, I kind of would be okay with the second Ultra unit being really good, as long as it's not a freaking Saiyan. People have been floating the idea of Ultra Frieza floating around, right?
Yeah.
I could go for an Ultra Frieza summonable unit that, claps some hands, I don't know.
That would be awesome, for me, honestly, LOE.
If you've watched my channel, I've been rooting for Frieza Zenkai or Ultra Frieza to come out with 100% damage to Saiyans. Just pass some judgment on these monkeys.
I think Goresh and Dandre would just be at your feet if that happens.
Yep. 100%, bro.
But
that's what my root is for. Bring LOE back and give them guns.
That sounds, because they kind of got the torch passed on by GT as the most neglected tag of the recent months or even year.
Yeah.
But seeing as it says new characters and more coming, what if some of these characters are actually free to play? Seeing as there's a guild battle, farming Z power or potentially having a Legends Road Zenkai or whatever, it also gives you a lot of guild points. So maybe I would like a new free to play character. Maybe since it's anniversary, not a reskin, but actually someone we didn't have. Even if it's Beerus in the Monica costume or whatever, something goofy.
That would be so sick.
I think that would be something fun.
I would love that.
I think a unique unit like you mentioned Beerus, or the Bulma unit they gave us for 1,000 days. I think the unique units are always fun. Even baseball Yamcha. Yeah. He's not PvP viable, but you run him anyways just to control around, right?
Yeah.
But those units are always fun. But if they do a repeat of those 6 trash coups, then I don't know. You'll find me caring little to nothing about free to play units.
Pain.
When Android 21 is a good design free to play unit. I dare say even Broly, it feels so lackluster every time I try to make that unit work. The red one, that is, right? But I'm tired of free to play units just being completely washed by my team. When Kid Q came out as Zenkai, he made beyond a splash. He was meta on the Saiyans team, right?
Yeah.
I don't
Youth
know
Goku?
Kid Q. When he came out, oh man, and that was
he was
when
amazing.
everybody could have access to, right? When Blue Trunks came out last year, I ran him on my core hybrid team for quite a while, right? I don't see any of these new free-to-plays coming out. Besides, Ultra Q barely makes the cut for the Saiyan team. And even then, most people are ditching him for Gogeta or Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, right?
Yep.
So that's the first Ultra unit in this game is already in the history books. Let's not repeat that. I'm down for a premium Ultra unit if it means that they're going to actually be in the battle. Because there you go.
Noctis, what do you think?
Well, I mean, one thing oh, my bad.
Noctis, what's your take on the video and stuff?
It's pretty interesting, to say the least. It's really hard to tell, but I see some kind of free-to-play unit as well as maybe like a little banner, nothing too crazy, but opportunity to summon some guild points and to grind some guild points due to a free-to-play unit, like both of you guys said. I'd say they do both, but having another LF, I think most people will really not like, and they know it because we already have two step ups with 2 new LFs, and another one wouldn't make the players happy, I feel like. So I see a normal banner with probably some really good units and a free to play farmable unit. So you have 2 ways to also grind guild points outside of the normal shenanigans with adventures. And people will also haste their adventures, I feel like real whales. Just haste them and pay to win.
Yuck.
Yeah.
Couldn't be me.
Yeah, you legitimately think whales for the sake of a guild title. Like, I know some people were continually summoning for Gogeta and Broly after hitting 14 star to finish, I think, EXs and crap rates. So I understand that there were people that were just making excuses to spend money on the previous banners, but hasting adventures seems like it's actually a sin. I couldn't imagine anybody ever hitting that button.
I would hope not.
Didn't Palmzor do the math? Like, it's completely like not worth it at all.
It's a ton. Like it's really expensive. Like you can do it like 10 times a day, and you pay 140 crystals for 7 1-hour adventures, I think, because it's like 10 per half hour that you haste. It's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, they clearly, every time we talk about these things, I always try to remind myself that, like, people that are much smarter than myself sat in a room and decided that this was the way to go. But I also know they fucked up and got I'm sorry for my language. They got Zenkai wrong the first time. They crunched the numbers and said, yeah, 21 to 25,000 chrono crystals, that'll totally sell, right?
To 5 people.
And that yeah, to that 5 people you found on ladder that just kept clapping you with Z7 Boo and Beerus, like, Godspeed. But I don't know, man. I just disagree with most of what they're doing on that. So yeah. I've been cursing the whole podcast, Andre. You're a liar.
Well, I was gonna say, one thing we know about these these reveal and stuff videos, if they're going through the trouble of making this entire video ahead of time, they're hyping it up, getting people ready for it, I feel like it's got to be some type of new units. You know what I mean? I feel like they wouldn't go through the trouble of hyping this whole thing up so much if it wasn't some type of new unit.
Yeah.
But I just don't know what it'll be.
I don't see an entire video and stuff dedicated to Pikkon and Goku.
Yeah. No, I feel you on that.
Because I know Noctis is feeling like the community would be mad about another LF unit, right? But they're never going to be happy.
That's true.
Fair.
I don't know, man. I feel like it's an LF.
I hope it's an LF. Dude, honestly, a part of me feels like I want them to keep pumping out the GT stuff. We don't know. I don't want GT to just get shoved to I don't want them to get stuffed under the bed or anything like that. This is their chance for me. Honestly, I feel like if they want to release an obscure unit, such as Pikkon or something like that, give it to Oob. Just give it to Oob. We still don't have an Oob in the game. ZVG wants an Oob, I know for sure. And so I feel like this would be the perfect time right here. Just give us an Anniversary Rising. If you want to chuck on an LF, you don't feel like Oob is LF worthy, okay, that's fine. But give me just a sparking Oob at least.
Well, they can do what they did with Vegito for the first anniversary and have a free-to-play one that couples with the new LF that they just launched.
Yeah, there you go. Boom, there it is. We're getting Oob.
It's
Confirmed here on the podcast. Okay.
we just
Dude, I hate-
conjure it up.
I would hate to see it, but at the same time, I'd love to see it, and it would actually make sense, and Prof would absolutely love this, would be a Sword of Hope Trunks. Like, even if it was an LF unit, I could honestly see that with them dropping Merge Zamasu. Like, Zamasu was one of the main characters of 3rd Anniversary. It makes sense for them to do a part 2 with Sword of Hope Trunks. Like, that makes complete sense. So, I mean, I would, like, halfway love it, but also, like,
And
I'd be scared
LF
of
Zeno.
Prof's regen team.
Be scared of Prof. Yep.
Bro,
I think we
that's
collectively
assuming
have
I
the
can
same
get a
mindset.
hold of the unit. We have blown our entire load getting 9-star Gohan.
Ay, ay,
Yeah.
ay. Okay, so one last question before we move on is, since it's a guild battle coming, is there a sliver of hope for this guild versus guild mode at all, or am I just reaching to the stars?
Reaching
To the stars, my
To the
friend.
moon!
Beyond the moon.
to the moon.
All right,
I
I figured, but I wanted to check. So
Well, what do you think it's going to be? Is it just going to be like, because right now you already battle with another guild, you fight and see who gets the total amount of points. So like, what else are they adding? Like, I don't understand that
didn't
part.
they-
Is it going to be?
so they said something about.
It's going to be like an actual event.
I mean, they said something about having stuff like setting up dungeons that the other guild has to beat, or even playing PvP
Yeah.
potentially. That would be cool if you could play PvP against the other guild and
So-
wager points or something.
no. I'm like
Ooh.
99% sure we will never have live PvP versus another guild. I am almost certain that the TOP mode is the precursor to guild battle, and that guilds will be structured with you setting a map of your guild members, and then they will be then taken on by the enemy
That-
guild. I don't know
yeah.
how they'll go about it, but that's usually how mobile games handle guild versus guild in this kind of nature.
Okay.
Also,
TOP reminded
thing
me
is-
of that very much.
the guild season starts one day before the maintenance, and it's before the legends reveal and stuff. So it would be weird to
That's
just
true.
throw it in the middle of being already started, and it's also 2 weeks, and I don't see any changes. Just the normal guild season, 2 weeks and special titles. That's it.
Special title for a special someone that wants to go
Special.
spend a lot of money on those banners.
To be honest, though, there are people who care about these a lot. Sometimes too much. I've known some, so I know that there are definitely people hunting those. I don't even do that in PvP. Like when I'm like, okay, I'm at rank 2,800. I need to go to sleep. Fine. Okay, bye. But other people care about them more. So there are definitely some people who will probably do whatever it takes. And with that said, before we go to the questions, I have one more thing I want to show you. For everybody of the podcast panelists, I shared my screen on Discord so you can see what I see. And I'm going to just roll the video and we'll see what happens.
I think it's muted.
No, it's just quiet. It's like he's just walking quietly, like a stealthy monkey.
Menacingly.
I'm not sure if Discord shares the audio, to be honest.
Does. I watch anime with my friends every week on Discord.
Like, I'm not sure if I shared it correctly. Let me rephrase that.
Well,
This should be interesting to watch.
Can you hear it now?
no, not a thing.
For real?
I would do that. Nothing. No sound effects coming through whatsoever. The chat might be able to hear it.
Discord.
but
It's Discord.
Oh yeah, it's in Discord.
All right. So, yeah, that's happening.
Let's go.
All right, now I'm pumped.
So, as you could see, this time we decided. Wait, let me just switch back. This time we decided to actually go and do a league and stuff and do it for charity. So as you could see, every like and every comment that we get on any of those videos, excluding the trailer, will basically amount to 1 cent that will be donated to the winner's charity. And since some people missed it, let me just replay it one more time. Give me a sec.
That trailer was dope.
It was.
Yeah, you can tell that to Sora. He did a great job on that one.
Shout out to Sora.
Absolutely.
Time to use bots on the comments. Right. No, Lars gonna be happy to see that.
This should be interesting to watch.
And there you go. And yeah, League and stuff is going to start. Is going to start on Tuesday already. So make sure to keep an eye peeled on that one. And with that said, we're going to head into the break. We'll be back in 3 minutes. And this time we're not going to take questions from Twitter. We're going to take questions from chat. Asdeek is going to be the MC. He's going to pick the question. We're going to answer. I'll see you guys in 3 minutes. All right, and we're back. And I'm going to hand it over to our new MC, Asdeek. You guys in chat, make sure to type your questions, and he'll pick out whichever question tickles his fancy, and we'll talk about it.
Oh yeah,
Chat,
tickle me.
Go. You didn't say that.
I do it. Okay. All right, so the first question that I'm going to go ahead and pick is from Mist. So do you think the 2-time step and free step will ever return, or are legends going to continue robbing us? Dang, that's very bold, and I agree. They are definitely robbing us. We were actually talking about this a little bit earlier, so what are you guys' thoughts on this?
Yeah, we just talked about this, I think, what was there, right before the podcast? How the free step really should never have left. I think that's one thing that, you know, people summoning, they looked forward to that free step, and for them to take that away on 3rd anniversary, it's kind of like, it's not the biggest of deals, but at the same time, it's kind of like salt in the wound. It's like, do you really have to do that? You know what I mean? But
yeah,
I don't know. What do you guys think? I definitely miss it, but.
Well, I think effectively you have close to a 5% chance on the free step, right? All summons considered to pull the unit.
Yeah.
I mentioned before. There's people that sit in the back with their calculators, right? And I'm like 99% sure. Appearance-wise, this might feel different or look different, but your actual chance of pulling the unit is probably going to be very, very, very similar, if not identical. I think the free step, what doesn't make sense to me is that you have one extra ticket, and originally the one extra ticket was like what pushed you to summon like 2,000 to 3,000 crystals more, right? It was always like you're one ticket away from the free, and then you're always one multi away from your free multi, right? Or you're like 1 or 2 multis away from your ticket summon. And mentally speaking, it's on the 5th step every single time now you go in. You just have an extra ticket for God knows what reason.
Well, you know the reason.
But it doesn't do anything. Like mentally, I'm not anywhere in my head. I'm not thinking, if I just complete one more step, because beforehand, even if you weren't going all the way through the banner, you could get the ticket summon, right? On the EX multi or whatever that would complete it for you. And then like 1 or 2 more summons, and then you're sitting on for the free summon. So you're always kind of itching. If I can just farm 1,000 more chrono crystals, I can do 20 summons right now. So I think that was the most fun about the free step, and I'm all for stuff that's just flashy, if not even not effective, right? But I don't know. I think there's been enough outcry from the community that they'll put it back in the game.
In my opinion, we have the 1 ticket left, right? Every rotation we do, they should have done some event where you can grind the rest and get your, let's say, free summon with those tickets to be at clean 0. Like, not give them to you for free, just have something to do and grind the other 4 so you can actually clean out, right? And not have a rotation, oh, you had 1 out of 5 again, and there's nothing you can do against it. It just doesn't feel right. Like, what other game does it where you cannot end clean?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Haven't they always done that though? Didn't even all the step ups before, like, no matter what, as long as it was a step up, once you finish the actual rotation, you were never at 0, were you? Like, you always have at least 1.
The thing before was the free step. It was like do 1 more summon and you get a free step. But now we have that 1 ticket.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, it's all for show though, right? It's the same summons. It's the same chance of success. That's what I'm trying to get at. Like, nobody, and a couple of my friends, after I even brought this up to them, cracked the numbers and said it's indistinguishable, right? We're talking about, a fraction of a percentage, and that's the difference between the free step and non-free step. The real thing you're losing here, actually you might be gaining, because the free step didn't guarantee a sparking. You could get the full hero shaft on the free step. With the 5 tickets, you're guaranteed a sparking unit. Now, for a lot of us sitting here on the podcast, we have these units at 14 star. We've experienced them many, many, many times. So we already have them, even red stars even, like just for the off chance ones. But for a lot of new players, this is a guaranteed hype unit. That's the real value that I see in the new system. I know a lot of people disagree with me, but I think that your chance of success are just not that much different, right? It's just really not.
Yeah.
No, I feel you. Yeah, it's definitely not like a huge deal, but it's like, it's one of those things. It's like, I missed the free step, but I'm not gonna make a big deal about it. You know what I mean? It's not, you know what I mean? It's not something that's, too hard to fathom, but it's like I said, it's kind of like salt in the wound. It's like, you used to have it and they took it away. It's like, what was the point of taking away? But yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. All right. So moving on for the next question, do you think, from Namir, do you think that they will make Super Vegito broken, since he is one of the most hype units that are going to get Zenkai? This is predicting, right, if the Super Vegeta does get a Zenkai. I think it's inevitable that he does get a Zenkai. It's just a question of when. But so do you guys think he will be broken? I feel like the Zenkais have been they haven't been absolutely insane, cracked out, like handing you the win as of lately, but the LF Zenkais seem to have just been absolutely doing wonderful, right? So what do you guys think?
Super Vegito breaks the game, and I don't want him to come out.
Okay, fair enough.
That's Super Saiyan. No, if you're being serious with yourself for like 2 seconds, you'll realize that he has an overwhelming bench, overwhelming team accessibility. He's going to completely invalidate the new Vegito Blue that just came out. I can only see negative things with this man getting a Zenkai, and frankly, he already belongs on the Fusion team in the form of his bench. This man has the best Z ability in the entire game. He does not need a Zenkai. I wanted it until they dropped an entire Fusion banner, and then I was like, all right, Fusions are fine. Back up.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
No, give me a Saiyan killer. Give me that Frieza, that juicy Frieza.
Yep, 100%. What about you, Palm? What do you think? Yeah, especially because you play regeneration, right? So Super Vegito, he also has the buff against regen.
That's okay. I have two strong yellow Zenkais, so
okay.
I'm good. But,
all right.
And before he goes type neutral.
Before he goes.
Oh my god.
No, he will be the first unit to actually go type advantage over everybody.
He becomes dark.
Yep, for like 100 timer counts requirement, 10 counts have to elapse.
Hey, you joke, but that the blue Piccolo that I'm waiting on his Zenkai,
Yeah.
he has one of those OG abilities, like 40 timer counts of type
Piccolo?
immunity or something massive like that. Kami Fuse Piccolo, the blue Piccolo. He's an android killer too. Drop him. 18 will cry.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Dude.
no, but I think that he was a hype unit. I mean, he was like the first anniversary LF, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like they will probably give him special treatment, just like they said with Beerus, to make him a little bit extra spicy. And I'm kind of hoping that they will not hold back because he's a Super Saiyan. Because, I mean, let's face it, like the fusions are probably the most hype units in all the Dragon Ball games, so I feel like they should make him broken.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you want to see Bardock, Super Gogeta, and Super Vegito every
Yes.
game?
Yeah.
That's what I'm
what you're
terrified
saying?
of.
That's what you're saying? Holy Trinity back at it? 2.0?
Oh, yeah.
But this time they have strike cover, and they can
Yep,
wipe
they
all
have
your
covers.
buffs, and they're going to just one shot you with. No, I guys, I legitimately think it would be bad for the health of the Dragon Ball Legends meta if they drop Super
mean
Vegito.
if there was
You don't want
if-
another Vegeta meta?
If there was another Legends limited
it-
unit that could one-shot with his ult, you mean?
Well, it's going to further press people to running just Saiyans. And he's not even going to be on the Fusion team as much as he's going to be on the Zenkai Saiyan team. It's very monotone, and it's the literal problem with the game. They drop a unit like that, and they make him too powerful, and they solidify Saiyans even more. They won't even start to fall off. New banners will come out, Rival Universe, TOP, it won't even matter. It'll be the same problem that people are currently having with the anniversary, is that why summon when I'm just going to get creamed by Bardock? And now people are championing the idea of giving Bardock an even stronger ally. It makes me throw up. Like, no, this is not good. You do not want this. You guys don't know what you want if you think Super Vegito Zenkai should come out this week.
Oh my god.
I mean, it depends what they make of him, honestly.
Yeah.
I don't see how they mess him up. Dude, the unit is almost viable by today's standards, and he's got the Super Saiyan tag.
He only needs stats, basically, yeah.
Well, he will get those.
If Bardock wasn't a thing, I wouldn't care. But they Zenkai'd Bardock. They did this.
Yeah, and the thing is, on first anniversary, Bardock really fell off by that time, but now he has a Zenkai, which is really viable, like, still, and on top of two other Zenkais then, Gogeta and Vegito, it's over. Getting crits all day, one combos all day, two-carded probably.
If Super Vegito did get a Zenkai, he would just be insanely busted, man.
All three have ults, but
And I'd be really sad for Purple Vegito Blue that just came out, like, just gets immediately invalidated, at least on one of his teams.
Yeah.
Dude, watch-
Yeah, I was about to say that too.
Watch Super Vegito be restore his vanish on his main ability, and again on his ult on activation, just because.
Just cause.
Yeah, just because. Just to watch the world burn.
Just to, like, copy Vegito Blue and just take his spot on the team.
But, like, here's a problem with it. Okay, let's pretend he gets Zenkai. He has the best Z ability in the game. Presumably, he's going to buff purple fusions, right?
Yeah.
This is permanent value. Like, there's no reason to ever take this unit off your team. Like, the game has gone to a completely dark dimension at this point, where you just look at that unit like, nah, that's not on my bench, or I'm not taking him for my core, right?
Yeah.
So in my opinion, in fighting games, the biggest issue with like Super Saiyan 2 Gohan and Super Saiyan 3 Goku is they're like definitive answers. These are the best units. No one can really argue otherwise. You can try to throw 18 into the mix, but she's just one more unit, right? These units should not be clear-cut the best. We should be throwing hands, talking about who's stronger, oh no, Kid Buu can vanish. No, Broly has blast armor. That should be the discussion we should be having. And I fear that Super Vegito is more the monotone, this is the best. And I hate that. I hate it
Fair
so
enough.
much. It
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, I agree. They would make him absolutely broken. And I don't know what I would do. Okay. So we have one more question before we go ahead and wrap up, and it's from Otters Are Superior. So are you guys satisfied with the first part of the anniversary? Part 2 starts next week. So I guess we saw everything for part 1, right, as of right now, right? So personally for me, I am satisfied. You know, I think I'm at that point where just like I was satisfied as when everything dropped. So I was obviously I was really hyped for the banners and stuff like that. I did like this anniversary. I think it just declined too quickly for me. So I am ready for it to go ahead and jump right back up. How do you guys feel right now?
Yeah, I feel the same way. I like the first anniversary or the third anniversary, the first part. I think the banners were pretty hype. The units are hype. They gave a decent amount of CC, like we've already mentioned. Like they're giving out like an amount of CC that we usually do not see. So, it's been pretty hype so far. I'm really interested to see what the second part's going to be.
Oh yeah.
I think between the hoi poi and the pick a character, any character kind of deal before the year changed. I'd say that did feel anniversary. Like I mentioned earlier in the podcast, I actually found myself doing co-op because they made the rewards so juicy.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So, CC wise, I know if you map it all out, they've given us a ton, but it also feels like they just wring us dry every time you get 100, 1,000, you're spending it. So I don't feel the CC, but I'm not saying it ain't there. But it definitely feels like an anniversary. My account had major upgrades on it, and that's typically what you find in a gacha anniversary,
Yeah.
right?
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, definitely better than the last year already, I would say. Not that the bar is
Yes.
super
yeah.
high, but
Real quick, I got to disagree on one
what's
point.
that?
I liked last year's presentation way better.
Okay.
I liked the little event where I got to play as Trunks
that was cool.
and
Yeah,
all
that's
that
true.
kind of stuff.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
true.
that's fair.
That's
I like the
only good
presentation of
thing.
last year better.
the only good thing about second anniversary.
And first year, arguing with people online about Fusion versus God Key. Come on, give me something petty to fight about.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. We need the arguments.
Yeah.
Well, if you think about last year, the meta was entirely like Vegito Blue, and just that Vegito Blue meta that lasted for so long, and it was just such a hard meta to go through. And nowadays, I'd say the meta is more diverse. You see a lot of Saiyan teams at the top ranks. I'd say that's obviously probably the best team in the game. Is just like a stacked Saiyan's team with Green Super Saiyan 3, Yellow Angel Vegeta, Namek Goku. That team is just ridiculously good, but other than that, I mean, it's been a pretty diverse meta. It's not like, second year anniversary where every single game you just use the same units, face the same teams over and over again. Like, it's a little bit diverse.
Yeah, 100%. And then
You say that, but Vados is in every match, and I hate her.
oh,
Yeah, I put
Not
her on my
Switch.
region team just
Not
for you.
Switch.
Whoa.
yeah. But yeah, I also like the fact that red units, they're no color is just dead on arrival. Like in second anniversary, red units were 100% dead on arrival. I think that's why a lot of people disliked PyCon. There was that infamous clip of PyCon doing his little dancey dance, and then he just absolutely gets obliterated by Vegito Blue.
One
right?
shot, yeah.
And then, yeah, and then even Omega was like pretty much almost dead on arrival. I would say he was dead on arrival, right? He had the Fusion Warrior, and Vegito Blue had the buff against Fusion Warrior. I would say that there's not a unit that's just absolutely dead on arrival right now, right? And so I'm glad that didn't happen this anniversary.
Yeah.
The
I
EX
feel you
units
on
are
that.
lame this year. That's all I'm gonna say. Like comparatively to Double Vanish, like Gogeta and the Super Swole Trunks and all that, and then the Vegeta. I feel like these EXs aren't even used on people's teams. The only one I've actually seen in combat is the Rose, and the guy didn't even take him into combat. He's actually just on his team. Now that I'm thinking about it,
Dude, I'll agree with you on that one. EX Gogeta is still good to this day. That dude is actually a very good unit.
got a team heal and endless, support damage as well for the team. The unit, you actually go piece by piece through his kit. He's incredible.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
value on value on value. But this year, I would say the winner out of the EXs would be that purple 17.
Yeah, 100%. I was just about to say that, 100%. You can run that man on androids as a replacement for purple 21 if you have him at good enough stars. He's pretty damn good.
But you just said the key thing, right? You got to have stars on that man, and he's an EX.
Yeah.
Good
I
luck.
mean, what
I mean, we had the 5 raids, so that's a little bit of Z power.
quite a
I
bit of
guess.
Yeah.
Would you say if you had him at 14 stars, is he better than purple 21?
But if it had the EX at 14 stars?
Yeah. That.
Oh, yeah, 100%
Yeah.
all day. I wouldn't.
Okay. Yeah.
He's really good.
That's what I wanted to know.
Really, I haven't looked in too much his kit. I really like that 21. That's a big statement.
Yeah, dude. Honestly, it just, I don't know. Especially him, like, if you're running like a blast-based androids, I know everyone in chat's just going to be like Android 18 supremacy. Don't even think about running androids without 18. But if you're running like a blast, he gains a blast card like on entry, and that's alone right there is just the only thing that could have made him like absolutely OP to me is if he would have had the same green card as the green Super 17.
It's funny that you say that is I have 3 friends that all main androids,
Yeah.
and every single one of them has dropped 18 for the new TOP 17.
Wow.
Not a one of them runs 18.
Wow.
Just Ben, not even
And,
bench.
Not even on bench?
No, she's on bench,
Okay.
but she's not core.
Damn.
all my Android main friends, they don't care about her anymore. That lock on main ability is too powerful. Not main ability, blooper.
Yeah, it is very powerful. I'll give you that 100%. He's the MVP for a reason.
Yeah, I think he's
yellow,
strike
the
number
newer
2.
yellow 17. Yeah,
Yep.
he's ridiculous.
Yeah, 18. If you can get the ball rolling with her, she's like Broly. She'll win the game for you. But she doesn't give you the combo by any stretch of the imagination. 17 can win you the fight. And
Yeah, he
you'll see
disrupts.
Yeah, a lot of people were memeing on everybody saying, "Oh, y'all, you don't run 17." And then some of my friends are getting him to the 9-star, and it's like, as someone that actually runs into it on ladder now, I don't care about 18. I can swap out of 18. I have to respect 17, which is not something I was expecting to do.
Oh yeah, for sure.
All right. I think that's an interesting closing words here. We're going to wrap it up today. Don't forget that this podcast goes live tomorrow on about 24 hours on YouTube. We will be back with episode 39 a week from now. And don't forget to keep your eyes out for league and stuff. Again, every like, every comment gets 1 cent towards the winner's charity. So make sure that you do that. And with that said, we're signing off. We hope you have a great week. And also, don't forget, we will be reacting to the video and stuff on Tuesday. So check that out. It'll be here on Twitch.
Yes, sir.
And,
Later, guys.
take care, everybody.
See ya.
Bye.